Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be discussing how exactly do you improve your power level in Save the World.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Now, this is a video that I don't see many people making videos on nowadays, and I feel like there should be an updated version of this. So I'm only power level 124, which isn't the max power level, however it is still pretty high. I'm able to do most things like start up MSK, that's like pretty much the highest level requirement you want. I've almost maxed out Twine, yeah, I'm in Storm Shield 9. So what exactly do the survivors do, or how exactly do you increase your power level? Well, you can increase your power level through XP, and you obtain that XP through missions. Now, I would suggest when you're doing missions, use your XP boosts. You gain a lot of these and you'd be surprised how many you have saved up. I never really used these when I was doing my grind, but I wish I had known that beforehand. It's definitely worth using. Now let's move on to survivors. What exactly do I mean by survivors? So when you go to your survivors, you'll have your survivor squads, and they won't look something. This is what you're trying to build towards. Your survivor squad's looking like this. I just want to mention though, make sure your autofill is always off, because okay, so mine was already off, but yeah, make sure it is always off, because it can affect your survivor squads quite negatively. So each survivor squad has its own, well, let's just take this survivor squad for example. So here we have Fire Team Alpha, and it shows what exactly it gives us. It gives us plus 1226 offense. We're given some of the bonuses on the side here. So some of the bonuses are personality match. This will increase our power level. We could get plus 5% trap damage, plus 5% health bonus, plus 5% melee damage, plus 5% range damage, and plus 8% trap durability. Now, this is only obtainable through your matching survivor's personality.
Girl. Me too.
For example, we have here a plus 5% health bonus because we have two of the same attributes of survivors. We also have personality matching each one of the survivors. We could, we don't actually have any other, we do, so we could swap her out and get a max personality match. However, it will decrease our power level, so I don't think we're going to do that. Our power levels decreased from 124 to 123, and I believe it's because we did autofill. That's why you don't want to do autofill. You see here, I originally had this lady, and I believe this guy.
We'll get it done.
Well, maybe not. I definitely had that guy then. But what it tends to do is it swaps out some of your survivors for weaker ones, but that are higher rarity. Now, whilst you do want to use higher rarity survivors, you do want to make sure that they have matching personalities as well, because it can boost your power level even more. So you see, I went down rarity, but same personality and I had increased my power level. So let's just change these back to the original ones.
Best team ever.
And see, we're back up to 124. And I think that was about everything that was changed. But yeah, so you see, like, the EMT squad has all the different bonuses here, and your matching personalities of your characters change that. Now, some of my characters don't have matching personalities, for example this mythic survivor, but because the survivor is mythic, we can upgrade it to have a higher power level than all my other survivors. So adding this in, while sacrificing your personality match, you're boosting your overall power level. I do suggest upgrading these and doing missions for Survivor XP if you need to. But honestly, you get Survivor XP so fast. Just doing normal missions, helping out survivors, so on and so forth. So here you see all the materials required to upgrade this. Now, I understand that lightning in a bottle, Eye of Storm, pure drop of rain is quite hard to get. The Survivor XP, for example, I have 8.6 million, is extremely easy to get. I do might want to mention though that the training manuals you do run out of quite fast when you're upgrading your survivors and you're focusing on upgrading your survivors. So when you're doing your collection book and you're selecting which manuals to get, make sure you select your training manuals for your survivors. If you want to increase the amount of pure drop of rain and lightning in a bottle and Eye of Storm you're getting for each mission, what you might want to consider doing is going into different Discord servers such as Dante's or anything like that. I personally don't have mine yet, but maybe we'll build towards that in the future. And you want to request carries, and what this means is that someone will put you in your party and they'll put it on private. They'll go to a, like say you're power level 20, they'll go to a power level 160 mission here. I just recorded a video where I did repair the shelter for pure drops of rain, and they're power level 250 husks. So you'd let your carry just do the entire mission whilst you reap all the rewards. And like, you may ask, what's in it for them? Really nothing. I don't know about other people, but I do it quite often just because it's quite nice to do for people. And not only that, some people might request something, so you can pay them in stuff like you can pay them in Sunbeam, any of these sort of materials, traps. And the thing is, a lot of traps and like materials and stuff are duplicated, so it shouldn't be that hard to get your hands on. Things like your upgrades won't contribute to your power level, but I'd suggest doing them anyway. Eventually you'll be able to do them all, but I'd suggest saving your points for your tools, and make sure your tools are maxed out. And then for gadgets, the hover turret and the adrenaline rush, in my opinion, are the two best ones for just general gameplay. Otherwise, the slow field and banner are pretty good when doing AFK builds and so forth. The research, always remember to do your research. I'm quite lacking on my research, like I am really behind for my power level. I should be way higher, however, I don't really do it too often. I think that Epic Games should add some sort of automated system where it automatically does it for you, because I'd pretty much be maxed out by now, but you do have to log in every now and then and make sure you're doing your research, and it can all get a bit tedious sometimes. A common misconception is that if you upgrade your hero, your power level goes up. This is not true at all. However, I do suggest doing it because it makes your missions a lot easier, because it increases the damage that your hero does and so on and so forth. You want to make sure that even if none of your survivors are high rarity or matching personality, make sure it's filled up, because just adding a few more survivors will boost your power level just that little more. You can, like I said before, you can get training manuals from your collection book, and how you do this is just take something you don't need. For example, let's see here, shotguns. We don't need this shotgun. I have so many 130 schematics, so what we'll do here is we'll select this item. Oh, that was a bad example, but let's go to survivors. Let's take survivors for example. There we go. Well, I've got my survivors maxed out. Okay, let's just take another range rifle, a sniper. So we can see that when we select the sniper, we get given weapon designs for recycling it, and we get given schematics. If you were to recycle a survivor, you'd get the survivor design. So go to your settings and go to, yeah, here it is. Save the world, automatic recycle / retire. Make sure you have your survivors set to rare. You aren't really slotting anything above below rare. So just click apply. I do the same for your defenders and your heroes. Maybe not your heroes, but yeah. I would toggle off for your weapons and traps because you can use flux